So, what did you have for breakfast today? Was it one of these healthy bars, or maybe it was a piece of fruit? Or maybe you want to always say, I'm not a breakfast person, so I didn't eat anything. Well, if that was your breakfast, one of these or nothing at all, then honey, you got to make some changes because eating this alone is not going to help you lose that belly fat. So, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 of my top easy peasy high protein breakfasts that help me on my fat loss journey, and I'm sure it's going to help you too. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. First and foremost, by the time you're watching this, I would have hoped have reached my 1,000 subscribers. So that my channel can now be monetized, and I owe it all to you. Thank you all for subscribing and watching my videos. So if you are new here, then I am Belinda J, and I'm a 55-year-old perimenopausal woman with a full period still at 55. And over the past year, I have been on a fat loss journey to get rid of all of that perimenopausal belly fat that came on during this process. So I am a hearty breakfast eater. I don't like just eating one piece of fruit or a little cup of yogurt or just a protein shake, although those are all good. What I have learned on my journey is I definitely needed to up my protein. So I upped my protein to a minimum of 150 grams of protein per day. And I am a person that likes to front load my protein, meaning eat the majority of my protein in my first 2 meals so that by the end of the day, I'm not really struggling to try and meet my goal. So today I'm going to be sharing with you, like I said, 5 of my go-to high protein breakfasts. So without further ado, let's get into the very first one. Oatmeal has always been a staple of mine. Before my fat loss journey, I would just have, oatmeal and top it with some walnuts. But here I'm making Proats, high protein oatmeal. I'm going to be adding in some protein powder, collagen, flaxseed, chia seeds, some Greek yogurt, and some protein milk. So that's going to put my oatmeal or Proats at about 45 grams of protein per serving. Now, I know what you're saying. I don't have time to be making oatmeal at home. Well, you don't have to. Just buy some plain single pack oatmeals and then mix in some of your favorite protein shake as your base and then zap it in the microwave. You don't have to, always be cooking. This is just how I cook my food. And then once the oatmeal is ready, then you can just top it with your favorite berries. If you're going to have cranberries, make sure you get a 50% less sugar kind of cranberry. Here you can see my oatmeal came out looking like Thelma's from Good Times, a little thick, but once I add in this Greek yogurt honey and mix that up with my walnuts, it's going to be right on point. Now, I also added another item of protein with this, added 2 boiled eggs, and now my number is over 50 grams of protein for this meal. I absolutely love oatmeal. Like I said, I used to eat it before I started this fat loss journey, just oatmeal with some walnuts, but now I make the Proats. So comment below and let me know what you put in your oatmeal. Do you put anything different than what I already have? Or how can we take these Proats up to 100 grams? I guess we could throw in a couple of scrambled eggs on top of that to up the protein as well. So number 1 was Proats. So now we're going to move on to number 2. The egg scramble, very basic, traditional, high protein breakfast. But let me just show you how you could take it up a couple of notches to really get 50, even 60 grams of protein off of this single meal alone. In my egg scramble, I'm just going to be using some chicken sausage from Aldi. It's called a Never Any brand. This is a tomato basil chicken sausage. It's really good. I love it. In my scramble, I'm going to be adding about a cup of spinach, a half avocado, 2 eggs, about 1/4 of a cup of cottage cheese, and maybe 2 servings of egg whites. If you've never had cottage cheese in your eggs before, you gotta try it. It makes the egg so creamy and delicious. It's nothing like it. I know you may want to add some other cheeses, but try the cottage cheese. And whenever you're picking out a cottage cheese in the grocery store, make sure that you read the labels, because a lot of cottage cheeses are filled with gums and other kind of ingredients that are really not necessary. And like I said, this right here is going to give me about 43 to 45 grams of protein. After I scramble it up, you could really take this to another level by putting it in a protein wrap, or even pairing it with a protein shake or some other kind of protein source. But this is going to be my breakfast on this day. Nothing more than a delicious egg scramble, honey. She is ready and ready to be devoured. So let's just dive right in. Yum, 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 yum. So number 2 was the great staple, the egg scramble. And if you don't like scrambled eggs, then you can make that into an omelet whenever you're using the cottage cheese, though. Whenever it kind of fluffs up, then that whole omelet is going to be really thick. But nonetheless, it's the same ingredients, the same amount of protein that you're getting. Hey, and that's how you like to cook yours, and you go ahead and cook it. And I know you're probably thinking, well, Belinda J, I can't cook egg scramble every day. Then, honey, don't worry, because number 3 is just for you. If you love egg scramble but don't have time to make it every single day and looking for a to-go option, then this is definitely going to be for you. It's the same ingredients, except you're going to be making it in a smaller, condensed version. This is the same recipe that Starbucks uses for their egg bites. I love their egg bites. The ingredients are the same as the egg scramble. You can see here I do have my meat of choice, which is turkey sausage. My veggies for this is going to be spinach and red onions. I'm using combination of eggs and egg whites. I will also be using different kinds of cheeses. My go-to cheeses are sort of like a nacho kind of blend of cheeses, as well as the cottage cheese. The cottage cheese is the secret ingredient that makes the egg bites extremely fluffy. I'm going to be making 2 variations of this. I do have a leftover chickpea spinach wrap that I have, will be the base of the single serve. I'll use this mini tin to make some small egg bites, so when I'm out in the wild, I'll be prepared. I'm aiming to make maybe about, anywhere from 6 to 8 little egg bites. Well, it may be a little bit more than that, since I'm going to be using my mini muffin tin. Oops, but I'm using 3 whole eggs, and then I'm going to be using 3 or so egg whites and a 1/2 cup of cottage cheese. And don't forget to add in your favorite seasonings. So these are going in the oven for 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Who needs Starbucks when we can make these at home? Man, I'm telling you, these are delicious. Also, so good. So if you've ever tried the egg bites at Starbucks, then you'll definitely love those. The only thing that I would recommend that you do, and I didn't show it in this video because I just didn't have time on the day that I made those egg bites, is if you really want them to be fluffy, I mean like fluff, then what you're going to need to do is, when you put your muffin pan in the oven, instead of just putting it on the rack, what you want to do is get a taller kind of pan and fill it with water, and then put your muffin pan in that other container with the water, because what that does is that's going to provide some steam, and that steam is really what makes those egg bites fluffy. So try that out if you're looking for a super duper fluffy egg bite. But anyway, give me a comment below and let me know if you're going to be trying them. You'll probably be trying them more so with like bacon bits. That's kind of like the traditional egg bite. But honey, I just love that little chicken sausage, so that's why I have that. And I know you're thinking, well, we've had oatmeal, I've had eggs, but I really would like something more like a pancake or waffle. Then honey, keep watching because that's number 4. So in this easy breakfast, this is probably one of my favorites. It's a sweet and savory breakfast donut. And we're going to first start off by making our own chicken sausage. I know in some of my videos, people comment that, oh, the packaged meat has too much sodium. Okay, then I'm going to show you how I make my own chicken sausage, starting off with some ground chicken here. Usually this is about $3.50 or so at Aldi. And I'm going to show you the required ingredients and the optional ingredients. Really, the required ingredients, all you need. You don't even need any salt, but of course, we're so accustomed to adding it, but you don't need it. It just tastes so good. Because ground chicken doesn't really have any fat, you're going to need to add some oil. And I'll show you what I'm not really going to be measuring, but I'm going to do my best to try and measure this out today. I have avocado oil. You can use virgin oil, extra virgin olive oil. You'll need some red pepper flakes. You'll need some thyme. You'll need sage and maybe some additional black pepper. Now, that's all you really need in order to have a great chicken sausage. You'll have to kind of play around with your own measurements to get to your flavor liking. Optional ingredients, you could also add a little bit of paprika. If you want a maple flavor, you can add some sugar-free pancake syrup, or I do have maple, the real thing here. Other optional ingredients are garlic powder and onion powder. Sometimes you may want to throw in, some nutmeg, allspice, however you want to do your chicken sausage. This is the best way to actually make a homemade chicken sausage without all the extra salts and additives that you may find in the store. So let me show you how I put this together. Next up, we're going to make the batter for our pancake bagel, or whatever it is that we're calling it. You can use any pancake mix that you may have already, whether it's a complete. I would just suggest that if it is just a basic pancake mix, to add some collagen and maybe a scoop of protein powder to add in some extra protein, or they do make protein-based pancake mix already. I'm going to be making mine from scratch because I'm gluten intolerant. So I'm going to be going old school. I have gluten flour, egg white instead of an egg. Going to be using some milk, adding in some collagen, as well as some vanilla protein powder to bump up my flavor. I'm going to use some allspice, nutmeg, and cinnamon. Probably only going to need about a cup of the total mixture because the muffin tin is not that deep anyway. Here we have our pancake batter, my eggs, and my chicken sausage. And I did put a little smoked paprika on top just to give a little bit of browning because, black folks don't like light-skinned meat. But anywho, it's now time to put it all together and back in the oven, 350 for about 30 minutes. full yet? Is it hearty enough for you for the breakfasts? Now, you're not going to tell me if you put these 4 in rotation that you are going to feel deprived. I think that's the biggest thing with any fat loss journey or weight loss journey is you're thinking about how much you cannot eat. As you can see here, we just need to find ways to modify those things that we love so that it benefits us. And honey, dipping now, can you imagine? Maybe I can next time I'll put, the chicken sausage in the muffin pan and make little pancake bites that we can then dip in the syrup when we out in the wild. Oh, honey, I got to keep trying that. But anyway, let's move on to our last healthy, high protein breakfast idea. So it kind of ties a little bit kind of like into the number one. Number one, we really didn't with the Proats. It's not meat based. So sometimes I do want to give my digestive system a break from eating meat. And if I want to up my protein, I may have some boiled eggs. So I would probably pair a couple of boiled eggs with this number 5. So I get it. You want to take a break from eating meat every day. So we're going to be making some chia seed pudding. Very easy. One of the easiest high protein breakfasts you can make, in addition to maybe some overnight oats. I don't like overnight oats because I don't like cold oatmeal, but chia seeds, I love it. Chia pudding. So of course we're going to use some chia seeds. I'm going to be using some Fairlife milk. I'll probably have to use a little bit of almond milk to mix it together because I'm almost out of this. And then I'm just using some plant-based protein powder, vanilla flavor. Has 1 gram of sugar. I'm not adding any additional sugars. I have some delicious blueberries here that I'm going to be putting on top, as well as some walnuts. Now for you, you may want to add, a sweetener, but for me, this is enough. So let's just get to it. So this is about 1.5 cups or 1.25 cups of milk. I'll probably pour a little bit more in there, but I'll just wait and see first. We're just going to use a scoop of protein powder, half in each. And about 2 tablespoons of chia seeds in each glass. I am making a little mess, but hey, it's okay. And then we're just going to stir it up. So if it's too thick, you add more milk. If it's not thick enough, you add a little chia seeds. And of course, by these sitting overnight, the chia seeds is going to absorb most of the milk to make it more like a pudding. I did add a little bit of cinnamon in here as well. It's not the prettiest. I mean, of course, it could be a little prettier in a better jar and all of that jazz. But it's late. I actually almost forgot to make these, but I was like, uh-oh. I'm making them, putting the walnuts in. We're going to top it with blueberries, and then it's going to go in the fridge overnight. Can't wait to eat them. Yum, yum. That's it. Next day. So, do you like chia pudding? I love chia pudding, and I'm actually going to eat this other one that I have as a snack. You see? See how it swells up if you've never had chia pudding? How the seeds kind of swell up in there and absorb the milk. Let me just share a couple of fun facts about the chia seeds. If you've never had any, the 2 tablespoons has 8 grams of fiber, 5 grams of protein. And in order for us to really focus on the fat loss journey and losing body fat, but mainly our belly fat, we need to decrease the sodium, decrease the sugar, increase the fiber, increase the protein. Stop worrying about all the carbs. Carbs are not going to kill you. Not the good ones anyway. Only focus on the carbs whenever you know that you're eating something that you're not supposed to, like cakes and pies and all of that stuff. So share this video with your family or friends or any other woman who may be going through the perimenopausal change and needs a little help on her fat loss journey. There is plenty of other videos and grocery hauls on my channel. If you need more information about what I'm buying at the grocery store, if you need sort of a written guide of everything that I did to lose my belly fat, overall body fat, then in the description box, I do have a link with a special discount to my guide called the Perimenopausal Playbook. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it to be helpful, informative. Consider liking, subscribing. And so that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.